Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy Boulanger, and up next on the GM, Ravens versus Steelers post-game reaction. Do me a quick favor, hit like. If it is your first time checking out the GM, hit subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so that you get updates when we upload new content. Let's talk about it. Ravens versus Steelers concludes the regular season, ending the Baltimore Ravens up with a 13-4 record, which still keeps us at the top of the entire AFC, still keeps us with a first round bye, which I think we will certainly need and I think we will benefit from. But let me give you 3 game reactions and then we'll have some conversation. The first reaction that I have from this game is that it's clear that if Lamar Jackson had played in this game would not have been close. Not to throw shade at Tyler Huntley or anything like that, but I think with the same weapon group, meaning without Zay, without Odell, I don't think Bate played either. I think even without those guys, Lamar Jackson still would have put up 24 to 30 points against this Pittsburgh Steelers team. And that's not to denigrate what the Pittsburgh Steelers are or what they did on yesterday. I just think that we would have seen a different level of offensive play, which is obvious. Okay, so let me be clear. That's obvious. So that's the first thing I noticed, that Tyler Huntley had some opportunities uh, to do some really nice things in this game, but on too many occasions we ended up putting the ball on the ground, and I'm gonna chalk that up to just bad weather conditions. But we put the ball on the ground a couple of times, turned it over when we could have put up some points. Nevertheless, it is what it is, and Lamar Jackson definitely would have got this win. But what would a win have done to us, really? I mean, it would have made us what, 14-3. Would that have improved anything for us? Absolutely not. Okay. The second thing I noticed, or I want to react to from this game, is I thought that Trenton Simpson shined and jumped off the page a little bit, that jumped off the screen a little bit in his performance. Um, I thought he showed explosiveness. He showed his athleticism and speed. And I thought he showed his ability to make plays, which bodes well, maybe not for this playoffs run, but going into the future, especially when we don't know what Patrick Queen's future in Baltimore looks like. And so I think that him getting this late season experience could be beneficial, could be a confidence booster, especially as he was a productive player in this game. Okay. Reaction number 3 is I think that Arthur Millette is going to be beneficial for what we do on this playoff run. I got some content coming up this week about um, key players, but for this game, Arthur Millette showed his ability to cover. He's not a top tier slot corner or anything, but he's super, super effective. He's a really good blitzer, and he'll make some plays in the run game or against the run. And so I think that Arthur Millette, showed his value and has shown that all year long um, when he's been on the field. And so I thought that he played very well on yesterday. Also, this game as a whole, I think, didn't highlight anything about the Ravens that we didn't already know, nor do I think it raised any concerns about the Ravens. Yeah, I know that the Pittsburgh Steelers got off in the run game with 150 yards, but the fact of the matter is Patrick Queen did not play the whole game. Roquan Smith didn't play at all. Okay. Kyle Hamilton did not play in this game. And so you could expect a team to do some things in the run game when those pieces aren't there for the entire game or for partial of the game. And then you got to factor in Odafe Owe leaving the game early with an ankle injury. I believe that's what his injury was, which he is probably our best upfront run defender. And so when you lose those pieces or don't have those pieces, then you can kind of explain why a team got off in the run game. So that's so those are the reactions, the things I noticed from this game. Didn't take much away from this game at all. Um, a couple of conversation pieces. I think that Nelson Aguilar could be super beneficial for us in the playoffs. You see more of our big name players, Odell. Uh, Bateman is not a big name, but he is expected to be more of a number one top receiver type. And Zay, of course, they were all missing. But what you saw from Nelson Aguilar is an ability to make timely catches and move the chain. That's going to be big in the playoffs. And so I look for Nelson Aguilar to have a big part in what we do. When I say big, I don't mean he's going to dominate in the snap counts, but I'm talking about his impact. I think that we'll see him step up and make some timely catches to keep the chains moving as we go on this Super Bowl run. Um, so you guys let me know what you think about Nelson Aguilar and how he made some timely catches on yesterday. I think that Melvin Gordon may have put his spot in jeopardy a little bit with that fumble yesterday. Because he didn't get much more work after that fumble. I thought he ran hard and I thought he ran well, but he put the ball on the ground. So that may open the door for a Dalvin Cook to step into the role that Melvin Gordon is supposed to have, which may mean he's moved back down or cut and moved back to the practice squad. I don't know if that's so, but I think putting the ball on the ground is something that we cannot do this late in the season, no matter what the weather conditions are. So I think that he may have put his spot in jeopardy. Um, let's see. I thought the offensive line blocked okay. We understand that TJ Watt is a game wrecker, and he started to get things cooking yesterday before he got injured. But I think for the most part, we saw the offensive line, and I didn't know who the offensive line was made up of yesterday. But I thought they blocked well for the most part. Tyler Huntley had some time on several different occasions to, get the ball down the field. And maybe on occasions he did, and some occasions he threw the ball short. So I thought I did see that from yesterday, and that's a positive because we understand that Ronnie Stanley and Morgan Moses are, you know, questionable sometimes. So to have some backup pieces play well yesterday, I thought that that was good. You guys let me know what you guys thought about the offensive line from yesterday. Let me see. I think that the three safety look with Williams, Marcus Williams, that is, Geno Stone, and um, Kyle Hamilton is gonna be one of our best looks. It has been all year when those guys have been healthy and available. I think those will be one of our best looks into the playoffs. As we move into the playoffs, I think allowing you to have two safeties back behind, have Cal Hamilton kind of playing um, a near the line role, putting him in the slot for coverage, putting him on tight ends for coverage. I think that playing that three safety look um, is going to be super beneficial for the Baltimore Ravens. But I also think being able to go with an Arthur Millette, who I mentioned earlier, as a slot corner is going to be beneficial. So I think that allows us some um, some changeability, some adjustability in different games, depending on what kind of offense a team is going to scheme up against our defense. I thought our corners played well for the most part. Um, did see Brandon Stevens give up a play or two. Um, but of course, he did miss last week, so he's just getting back in the groove of things. And so, hopefully, hopefully he'll be ready to go full throttle in a couple of weeks. Um, and so, I just think that it was a solid game. From a backup group. A mix and match type group, and nothing from yesterday gave me any concern. When you have two good receivers like Pickens and Deontay Johnson that you're trying to defend, I think only giving up 145, 150 yards. One of those plays was a 71-yard touchdown. I think that says a lot, especially when you're not playing with your full group of weapons. And so, um, nothing really gave me cause for concern. So let me know what you guys want me to know, man. Let me know if you guys have any concerns about what you saw yesterday, or what you have any concerns about going into the um, the playoffs. Uh, oh, one more thing. Actually, two more things. One, um, I think now it made even more sense not to put Lamar Jackson in this game, especially with those weather conditions. Um, it made sense not to play Odell and Zay, who've had some lower body nagging injuries over the course of some last couple of weeks with with this kind of field conditions and weather conditions. I know we may have to play in some conditions like this, but I think on yesterday with nothing really on the line, I think it made sense. It makes more sense now not to have Jackson, Odell, and Zay in this game for sure. And I think we came out of this game pretty clean as far as injuries. Didn't like to see that Odafe injury, ankle injury for an edge rusher. Um, he needs his lower extremities to be super effective. Well, all players do, but if you're gonna have a good get off, you need your lower body to be um, in pretty good shape. So hate to see that injury on yesterday, but the expectation is that he should be ready to go by playoff time. Hope that's the case. Geno Stone left with a knee injury. That's not expected to be serious. And then Brent Urban left also with an injury, concussion concern. And so hopefully all three of these guys can be ready to go. Um, and then all those guys who had some injury concerns, um, playing on Saturday gives us even an extra day to get going. So super excited, man, to get this thing underway. A few things before we go. Um, I got some content coming up this week, man, that you will only see on the GM. If you want to see just news stuff, the GM, as you guys have recognized, is not the place. If you want conversation, if you want to have conversation about ball, the GM is the place to be. Got some good content I guarantee you will not hear anywhere else on the internet. Um, Also, we are in full playoff mode, so we will be covering or providing content on every playoff game throughout the entire playoff season. So listen, I'm your guy Boulanger, and we're out.